The key to glowing up as a male, okay, really becoming more attractive, comes down to getting into shape. Now, I know it may seem crazy that one thing, getting into shape, can completely change your appearance, but I promise you it can. Listen, I've been training for 5 years now. 3 years calisthenics, 2 years in the gym weightlifting. My whole appearance has completely changed since I've stepped foot in the gym, since I've started, taking care of my body, right? Since I've gotten leaner, since I've built muscle. You can completely change how you look in the face, in the body, in your whole appearance if you get into the gym, if you start prioritizing your diet, if you start training properly, okay? Let me explain how, okay? So, obviously, you're going to be building muscle when you are in the gym. Great. Okay, that is aesthetic. That is great. You're going to be building loads of muscle. You're going to be looking really aesthetic. Then you're also going to be getting leaner because you're focusing on, being more healthy. You're doing cardio, etc. You're getting leaner. So lower body fat percentage, always more attractive. Your muscles start to show more. Your face looks a little bit more chiseled. Then you're building muscle, so you're just looking more jacked, and everyone wants to be jacked. That is what society deems as amazing and great. Before I get into all of it though, I nearly forgot. In the description is my aesthetic body course and my online one-to-one coaching. Go and check those out if you are struggling building a nice aesthetic physique. Anyway, so far, getting leaner makes you more attractive. Building muscle makes you more attractive. Then having a good diet, because you're focusing on your diet, you're focusing on your health, that clears up your skin a bit more. That makes you feel better. It makes you have a better energy. You're more happy. Okay, so all of these things so far can completely change your appearance. And if you actually stick to it, in the next 6 months, you can completely change your appearance, okay? So there's all this Looksmaxxing things going around right now. But the true best way to Looksmaxx is getting into shape, right? Building a nice aesthetic physique, getting lean, building muscle, doesn't just change your body, it changes your face and it changes your whole energy. So get into shape, right? There are so many reasons to get into shape, but if you want to Looksmaxx, you really want to become more attractive, you really want to try your best to look the best you possibly can, then you need to get into shape. This should be hammered home. This should be the first step of your Looksmaxxing journey, is to get into shape, right? Build a nice aesthetic physique. Simple as that, right? If you have a nice aesthetic physique, you are simply just going to be so much more attractive, right? This is what society deems as amazing, right? So get in shape, get the six-pack, build the nice muscles, right? Let me tell you how you do it. To build a nice aesthetic physique, you go into the gym, okay? Because the gym is the best way to build muscle. You can build muscle at home with calisthenics, etc. But to build the most muscle, get into the gym and use weight, okay? Prioritize certain muscles because they give you more bang for your buck. For example, your upper chest, your side lateral delt, your abs, your biceps. These certain muscles are deemed as more attractive, so focus on them. And then also make sure you hit the other muscles as well, but just prioritize those muscles a little bit more. Go into the gym, train every single muscle group twice a week, okay? And make sure you train hard, right? You train till failure. If you're in your first year of lifting, great, you're going to be putting on loads of muscle. And if you are also just starting off in the gym, start slowly. Don't go straight into the deep end because you're not mentally or physically ready for that yet. So start slowly, then start progressing up, okay? But that's it really. To build muscle, get into the gym, train hard, and then also make sure you're getting enough protein in, which you probably already are, so you can actually build that muscle. Simple as that. Remember, muscle is built with water, energy, protein, and a stimulus for that growth to occur. Then also you need to make sure you're recovering well. So make sure you're getting good sleep. Make sure, you're actually resting and recovering. You're building loads of muscle. Great. You have just made yourself 50% more attractive already, right? Then to make yourself 100% more attractive, then you need to start getting leaner, right? When you're going to the gym, you're burning more calories, meaning you could literally just find yourself losing a bit of fat. Great. You're building muscle. You're losing fat. Amazing. You may want to do a bit of cardio. You may want to increase your steps a little bit just to make sure you're starting to, drop body fat, right? So you're getting leaner. You're getting that six-pack. You're showing the muscles more because you're getting leaner. And then you've got more muscles now because you're actually training. You have just Looksmaxxed. You've done probably 90% of the work of Looksmaxxing, right? Your face has gotten nice and lean. Your skin is cleared up. Your physique is amazing. You've got a nice jawline now. Your personality is better. You're more confident. You've just Looksmaxx. Like, that's it. Then obviously there's other 10% part where you can, like, you know, clean your teeth up, or I don't know, do your eyebrows, whatever, your hair. But the 90% of it is literally just getting into shape. I don't know why this isn't spoke about enough. Building a nice aesthetic physique is the foundation, is the basis of this whole Looksmaxxing thing. It completely changes your appearance. So go and do it, right? Go and get into the best shape of your life. Do cardio as well, not just to get leaner, but also for your health, you know? You want to look good for longer, so live on this planet for longer. So do cardio so you can live on this planet for longer, right? So, and also you'll be looking good later on. You'll be more active later on if you're doing cardio now. Build the habits now so you can, you know, continue to look good throughout all of your years, right? So you want to completely change your appearance. You want to know what the foundation of all this Looksmaxxing is. It literally is just getting into shape and building a nice physique. That is the foundation of it all. So go and build the muscle, right? Go and get lean, and everything else will start to fall in place. And do you know what else? Do you know what else? Do you know why? I can't, what am I trying to say? Do you know why it is also important to, you know, get into shape? Because you also learn the skill of discipline. And that skill of discipline can also be used on other areas of your appearance that aren't really improved with improving your physique. Let me explain, okay? So you've built up discipline because you've been going to the gym and, yeah, you are doing the hard work even when you don't feel like it. That's what discipline is. That means you are more likely to improve your eyebrows, your hair. You're doing the hard work even when you don't feel like it. You start whitening strips, right? Because you continue doing the whitening strips because you've got discipline now. Like, you can't be bothered to put them in, or I can't be bothered to do it. You do it anyway, right? You can't be bothered to get the hairstyle you want. You can't be bothered to do this. You can't be bothered to do your hygiene, whatever. You're building the skill of discipline because you've got into shape now. So then you're doing those things now because you've built discipline. You're not relying on motivation to have to get up, brush your teeth, like do the whitening strips, do your skincare routine, etc. But now you can because you've got more discipline. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a niche reference here, but you simply become more attractive in every aspect of life when you build a nice aesthetic physique. So go and do it. Simple as that. You want to know how to Looksmaxx? That's it. Get into shape. Simple as that. That is how to Looksmaxx. Build a nice aesthetic physique. Bang. Done. Simple as that. All right? Now, as I mentioned before, in the description is my aesthetic body course and my online one-to-one coaching. In the aesthetic body course, it has 5 years of all of my knowledge, right? 5 years experience, all in that one course, teaching you exactly how to build a nice, attractive aesthetic physique. And do not underestimate how important that is for your own life, okay? It's completely changed my life. It will change yours too. It is the best thing that has ever happened to me. I'm going to live on this planet for longer. I smile more when I look in the mirror. I'm more happy. Everything is just simply better when you're in shape. So go and get in shape. If you are struggling, I can help you. Go and check that out. Then the other link goes to my online one-to-one coaching. I will give you specific advice on how to get into good shape. And yeah, I will just teach you exactly what you need to know to get into the best shape of your life, specific to you. Okay, so I'll treat you like your own little lab study, case study, whatever. And I will really try my best to give you the most specific advice that's going to help you get into the best shape of your life. All right, so go and check those out. They will change your life if you let them. And remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. Let's go.